Every small town's got a story that isn't supposed to be true. And every one of the old heads out here tells it the same way, in that voice you use for something you halfway believe. You'll hear him before you ever see him, they'll tell you. And if you're lucky enough to see him, that means you already lost. They say it's an 18 Mustang GT, but you'd never know it looking at it. Blacked out top to bottom. No chrome, no shine, nothing for a headlight to catch. Or a cop's spotlight to lock onto. Just a shape cutting through the dark, quieter than it has any right to be, right up until it isn't. Talk to the right people, and the story under the hood gets bigger every time you hear it. A Whipple Supercharger stuffed under a hood that looks bone stock from the outside. A manual, because whoever built that car wanted to drive it, not just mash a pedal and let a computer do the work. Guys who claim they've stood next to it in some empty lot, engine still ticking as it cools, swear it's pushing north of 1,800 horsepower. That's not a number you're supposed to be able to run on public roads. That's kind of the whole point. And here's the thing that makes the story stick. There's no photo, no video, not one clean shot of a plate in some years of people trying. The only proof anybody's ever actually found is rubber. Wide, ugly streaks of it, left on the shoulder more mornings than the county's willing to admit. Always the same tread. Always 315 Nitto. No plates, no face. No name anybody can put a hand on. Just tire marks and a sound folks swear they can still hear ringing in their ears hours later. They call him the Revenant. Ask in Murrysville. Ask in Greensburg. Everybody's got a version of the story, and hardly two of them line up. One off-duty cop wouldn't give his name for this, and you can't really blame him. Said he clocked something doing triple digits past the old shopping plaza a little after 3 in the morning. By the time he'd spun his own car around, there was nothing. No engine sound trailing off into the distance, no lights up ahead, just an empty road, like it had never happened at all. There's a racer out here everybody just calls Preacher, earned the name from the way he talks after a bad loss, real solemn, like he's delivering a eulogy. He doesn't talk about that night much. When he does, it's short. I've lost plenty of races. That wasn't losing a race. That was like he already knew how it was going to end before we ever staged. Like he was just waiting on me to figure it out too, he said. Another kid, still salty about it months on, put it a different way, standing around a gas station at 2 in the morning with his hood up and his pride hurt. Man was born to drive. You can just tell. Not like these takeover clowns doing donuts for the gram. That's a ghost behind that wheel, kid said. That line went around. People started repeating it like it was gospel. That's usually how a legend gets its legs. Not proof, just the retelling, passed mouth to mouth until nobody remembers who said it first. Here's where the story splits and where it stops being simple. Some folks swear up and down the man behind the wheel is named James. Went to school with him, they'll tell you. Worked at a shop off Route 30 for a while. Dropped off the map for a stretch of years and came back different, quieter, faster. Meaner behind a wheel than anybody remembered him being. Ask those same people for a photo though, a plate, a face you could point to in a crowd, and the story just stops. Every single time. Nobody can produce him, but nobody can rule him out either. That's the part that eats at people. Then there's the older story, the one the real old-timers tell, the ones who were out here running these roads back in the early 2000s. They talk about a car just like it, same nerve, same patience, same refusal to ever, not once, come in second. Except theirs wasn't black. Theirs was gold. Ran the streets of a little railroad town not far from where 22 cuts through now, back before everybody had a camera in their pocket, back before anybody thought to record a street race, just in case it turned out to matter one day. If it's the same man, he's been out here for over 20 years and hasn't aged a mile per hour. If it isn't, If it's two different men, decades apart, who somehow drove with the exact same ghost in them on the exact same stretch of blacktop, that's almost worse to think about. Nobody's ever settled on which version is true. Nobody's ever going to. That's the part that really gets under people's skin. Because everything gets filmed now. Every pull, every roll race, every dumb burnout in a parking lot ends up online before the tire stops smoking. And in all that footage, across all these years, there is not one clear shot of his face. Not one plate you can read. Every clip that's ever surfaced gets picked apart in the comments within a day. Too blurry, too dark, probably not even him, probably somebody's cousin's Mustang. Some say he can just tell when a phone's out and simply doesn't show that night. Some say the handful of people who did get something never posted it. Not because anybody threatened them, just something about the way it was asked of them, quiet and calm, and they decided some things are better left alone. Whatever the reason, what's left is a car pushing 1,800 horsepower that's run the same 12 miles of road for years, and nothing to show for it but a tire brand and a name people say a little quieter than they mean to. So that's the story, for whatever it's worth. A blacked out 18 GT and a supercharger wine that splits the night open and disappears just as fast. A man who might be named James and might not be a man at all anymore by now. More of a story wearing a person's shape. A gold Mustang from 20 years back that might be the same ghost, just older, or might be nothing but coincidence and small town memory playing tricks. Tire marks that keep showing up on the same shoulder of the same road, and not one single piece of hard proof to hang any of it on. Maybe it's one man who's been out here longer than anybody wants to admit. Maybe it's never been the same driver twice, and the Revenant isn't a person at all. Just a name that gets handed down, quiet, to whoever earns the right to wear it next. Or maybe he's exactly what they say he is. One driver, one car, one stretch of Pennsylvania road he's never once lost on. We're asking you what everybody out on 22 has been asking each other for years, standing around gas stations at 2 in the morning, not really expecting an answer. Have you seen it? Have you heard that supercharged coyote howling somewhere out past the tree line? Have you lined up next to him? And if you have, who is he?